Hello and welcome back to Disneyland. I've got Phineas with me today, and we're going to continue the build for Frontierland. My goal today is to finish the town at the entrance to Frontierland and add the scenery around Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, which will sit right over here. Now, this is going to be a shorter episode today because I've been busy working on my Star Wars video for May 4th, as well as my celebration video for the 3rd anniversary of my YouTube channel, which is also coming up next month. So those two projects are taking up a lot of my time. But I wanted to build something today, so we're going to build Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. And this will be a very easy build. We're going to start by adding some additional terrain. We're going to begin on this back corner. This is opposite from where we entered, over there. And the texture for this, let me pull up the screen grab that I've got here. I want to orient the texture, let's see, like that. Not that it really matters, but it's going to help me line up my shots here. And then we'll grab the next size larger piece of terrain. We're going to put this right over here off the end of that. So just like that. And then we'll use this long flat terrain block on the end. Oops. Over here. Like that. And that's all we're going to add as far as the ground today. We are going to add a little bit more extra terrain though. So if we're going to scroll to the left here, and I'm just going to drop one of these down. We'll build this a little bit later. But I want to put this on the edge of the terrain as you see it there. Alright, and we'll leave that for right now. We'll come back to that little mountain area in a bit. Okay, so starting at the western village over here, the town, let's go up to the buildings drawer. And let's go left this time. Okay, and let's flip this around, and we're looking for... Let me grab my screenshot here to make sure I've got the right buildings. Hold on just a moment. Here we go. So the one with the square front, which is going to be that one. We're going to sit this right up here on this little spacer block that I had added last time in front of that tree. And that's going to sit just like you see it there. So that building goes in there like that. And then we're going to go to the train depot, train station. We want to put the train station in right next to that. And then on the end of that, we're going to put in the saloon. And this will sit here like this on that corner. And that's the end of the town. And by the way, we need one more piece of terrain here. This one, and we're going to set the style on this one block to be toy box terrain. I'm going to apply it. I'm not going to set my theme. And I may rotate that next time. But for right now, that's fine. Okay, so there is the western town for the most part. Now, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad is going to sit in here right on the back side of the train depot, the train station. And you find that in the set pieces. You may have to purchase this from the toy store if you haven't done that already. But Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, just like that. We're going to rotate this, and I'm going to try to center it somewhat, as close as I can get it to the train station. And it looks like that's as close as I can get it. So just like that. And then we're going to go down to the plants drawer. We're going to place a few plants around the perimeter of this. We'll start with Fantasy Terrain Corner 1. And this is going to sit in here, oops, like that. About that far on. And over as close as we can get to the railroad without crossing it. Without crossing that bounding box. So that's as close as I can get that. The next piece is going to be Fantasy Terrain 3. I'm going to rotate it with the little sprig. Actually, that's it right there. Just like that. We're going to place this in here like so. And just like that. And then Fantasy Terrain Corner 2. This is going to sit about like that. Okay, I'm going to pick this block up and put it down. We're going to add another block over here. We're not going to build anything on top of it today, but I need this to help us space things out a little bit. And we're going to grab the small terrain cube, which is my unit of measure. This is whenever I talk about measuring things by block, this is it. So I'm going to drop down 2 of these little blocks like that as spacers. All right. And while we're right here in this part of the drawer, we're going to put one of these blocks up here next to the cliff that we put down earlier. And we'll drop a second one of those there like that. And then we'll pick this piece up and put it down, flip it around, place 2 of them there like that with the corner. And another corner. And then we're going to put a climbing cliff here. This gives the player an opportunity to climb up on top of this thing. And then we'll pick this up, put it down, and go to the right. And I'm looking for one of the peaks. And let's see. This is the one I believe I'm going to use, yes. Alright, so we're going to put this in here just like that, right on the seams for the terrain cubes underneath. That'll try to kind of hide those seams a little bit. And this just gives the player something to climb up on. They can run around up here, and that just looks really good. Alright, I like that. So now we'll go back to the plants drawer, and let's pick this one up. Put it down. We're going to put a plant up here. Try to hide some of that terrain seam. So we'll put it up there just like that. We'll add a few more of these down this way. And let me get my screen grab here to make sure I put this in the right orientation and the right spot. So this is going to go in here like this. And about like that. And the exact placement of these isn't that critical, but I know some of you want to try to duplicate exactly what I have, and so I want to get it as close as I can. Okay, so there's that. And then I've got another plant cluster back here. And this one, oops, oriented like this. think that's correct. Yep. So just like that. Okay. I'm going to pick this little cube up again. And we're going to bring this straight back to the edge of this terrain, like that. And then we're going to go up to the decorations drawer and go over to the right and pick up the train tracks. And this is from the Marvel Battlegrounds playset, so those of you who are on PC or don't have that playset, you will not have access to this. And that's a shame because it's such a cool little piece of track. And we're just going to start laying some track across here like that. And that's far enough for today. And we can take these little spacers out. We can take that spacer out. And come over here and take this spacer out that we put down last time. And then over here is going to be the entrance to Fantasyland from Frontierland. And for this, we'll go up to Building Sets Group 3. And we're going to use these fort walls again. And let's start down on this end just to make sure this all lines up. I'm going to place 2 of those like that. And you'll notice there's 2 of these. I'm saving memory by only using 1 of them. So this is the one that I'm using. And there we go. So that is our entrance to Fantasyland. And then we'll go back down to building sets, or sorry, the plants drawer, and add a few plants in. Alright, so this one, let me go back to my screenshot here. We're going to put it with the sprig here, like this. And I want to place this about like that, and about like that. And again, the exact placement of this isn't that critical, but it is kind of nice to get it as close as you can. And over on this side, just to make sure everything lines up as best as we can do it, we're going to put a little spacer block in here. And then we're going to put this block, half a block off the end of that, like you see there, with that orientation. So it's a half a block, a little nudge away from that, and that's how that is oriented. And then this one is going to sit here about like that. And if you've got your terrain block underneath oriented with the same orientation that I have, that should help. You can look at the texture on the ground beneath these plants. That should help you place them exactly where I have them. For those of you who are sticklers about doing that. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's kind of nice to have exactly what I have. So that one will sit there like that. We do one more. This one will sit here like this. And then over here we're going to add in some additional plants. So this one will sit like this, and I'm going to move that over there like that. And then this one will sit in here like that. Oops, this one like that. Okay, let's go ahead and style everything. So let's start with these. This is going to use the Briar Ridge theme. We're just kind of creating a nice barrier here for the edge of the toy box. We're going to leave that other one for right now. This one will use Briar Ridge. And all of these down here will use Briar Ridge. We're going to leave this one for right now, because we got some things to build here in a future episode. But we'll style these others. Alright, and then we'll style Fantasy Terrain 3. This also uses Briar Ridge. Again, our goal here is to create a nice edge for the toy box. Natural looking barrier that you can't see past. Oops, not that one. And we aren't going to style that. All right. This one. And you want to make sure that the edge of this isn't overlapping the track. So that's why the placement of that one is kind of important. All right, this one back here is going to use the Endor theme. Whoops, not Endor. Does this also use Briar Ridge? It does. No, it does not. Nope, I think I have the wrong piece there. Let me put this back. And we'll put this one back temporarily to get that bounding box back to its normal size. Okay, so this one, we're going to delete that. And that's the one we want to put in. Okay. And then for this one, we set this to Endor. That gives us our nice big pine tree. This one is Briar Ridge again. There we go. All right, over on this end, this is going to be the Colby theme. Right there, Colby Terrain Corner. As will this. And this. This one will also use Colby. And this one up here. All right, so there we go. We have our town, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and some additional mountain pieces behind it. So that looks kind of nice. And this one back here, they can climb up on. They can also, by the way, climb Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. There's some ways to get up there besides just riding the rail. And there we go. I think that's a good stopping point for today. So then you can come on over here and ride. So there's the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad ride. Next time we'll go the other direction and we will build the shops and restaurants for New Orleans Square and the entrances for the Pirates of the Caribbean and Haunted Mansion rides. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video today, and if you did, please leave a comment and let me know. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, just click my photo in the lower right corner of the video. That's all for me today. Take care.